even cutting off the live streams for the past, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
3-4 weeks. So we don't know what that's about. It's all good. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
double on the Apostle, and the big millstone, citation for the hopeful elect. So, hit it. This is Psalm chapter 64 and verse 5. And it reads, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They say, who shall see them? Who shall see us? Right? Who shall see that we're setting up a trap for these Israelites? To destroy the minds of these Israelites, right? To destroy the mindset of the father, right? Let's put him in a downtrodden predicament so we can enter into the house of the mother and the children, so we can take over the mother's mindset to further on to destroy and get the children's mindset, because that's what we want to get. We want to get the young. We want to get the young minds of that nation, because guess what? There is a future. So if we train their mind, then this is what this is. We could do a simulation of how the future's minds will somehow be.
We can create generational decadence.
You know, right. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And also too, when you think about it, you know, they set it up where they can pretty much paint any narrative in the mind of the average person will receive it. Okay, so they can lay a snare, and it can be based off of complete falsehoods. Okay, but nobody will actually see that they're laying a snare. Okay, who will see it? Because the average person don't do research. The average person, oh yeah, they do a good research. Yeah, the average person don't do research. The average person is not aware of the wiles of the devil. Okay, so they don't get it. You know, they don't get it at all.
Wow. Okay.
What's up, gentlemen?
How you doing?
All up.
Verse 6, it says, they search out iniquity, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah. You gotta understand who you against, man. You first have to study how your mind works, how your mind
Sure.
how your mind responds to color, how your mind responds to sound, how you respond emotionally to things that bother you, that make you uncomfortable. He studied all this stuff and he plays off of that. Okay? How your energy can transfer into somebody else. So he'll pick the most heated moments and he'll get an emotional response out of you when brothers is in a emotional situation. You know what I'm saying? Brothers is angry and stuff. So that energy's coming through the screen and people's like, oh, they get affected by that, okay, with no context, with no understanding of what's really going on, you know? They're not given a chance to think about it logically or see the full matter. They just take snippets and then boom, they got you. And now you believe some shit. That ain't true, you know? So he's like, ain't nobody gonna be able to really find out that Psalms 83 is true. Who gonna believe there's a whole conspiracy against this nation of people called the Israelites? Anybody gonna believe that shit. We can do whatever we want, you know?
Yeah, and when you think about it, that's why when you hear certain individuals come up across different camps, whatever group may be, they say, why you always talking about the Edomite? You know, they say the so-called white man though, but why you always talking about him? What they say, what does he have to do with anything? And you be like, shit.
Only you.
You know, only if you knew, because you think about it, the reason why Jake act the way they freaking act today is because the standard that he chose not to set up. Right? Give me Psalms 50th chapter, real quick. Psalms 50th chapter. I'll read this while we're waiting. The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27, it says, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. And this is what he have done, man. It was a strategic plan, right?
Hey, I knew I seen it, bro.
It was over there first. He set forth a strategic plan.
Yeah.
To what? To be able to enter in the household to destroy the mindset of the woman and the child. By what? Getting rid of the man. Or not just get rid of the man physically, okay, but mentally getting into his mind. So even though you got some men in the household today, they're not mentally there. Okay?
A lot of them was raised by their mom.
A lot of us was raised, yes, we was raised by our mothers, so we don't have the, not, I ain't gonna say we now, because a lot of us have gotten all that through the Spirit, through the truth, through the Word, making us men. But a lot of men now, you see today, they don't have the proper, right, leadership, alpha male qualities as the Scriptures would have taught them. And if they do have it, it's a war zone, because he destroyed the mindset of the woman.
Yep. Men have been emasculated, their authority have been taken away, so where even if a man is in the house, he doesn't have authority. You gotta be extra, super, ultra, like it's very delicate, because you can't be all rah about it and just you gonna do this because it don't always work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. You gotta be balanced. You gotta understand they the weaker vessel, and they ain't gonna. There's so many different things that you gotta deal with now. There's trouble in the church you gotta deal with now of being married, because this thing is in the woman's head and a lot of men's head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's in the media. You fighting against so many angles that's working on the mind of your wife and your children, and to where it's like it's really set up for you to fail. Okay? Well, it's just like shit. Sometimes you just gotta be like, all right, whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fuck with you. Like, you know, I ain't gonna push the subject because you ain't gonna get it. You know? Yeah.
But that's going back to the counsel that he had, and it was to what? It was to destroy, as your brother mentioned, Psalm the 83rd chapter. You know? Go ahead. 50. Yeah. I wanted that. Yeah, go ahead. Think about 15 maybe.
Yep. This is Psalm chapter 50 and verse 15, and it says, verse 16. It says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers."
Yeah. So see that thou hatest instruction and cast my words behind thee. He had the guidelines, he had the instruction book, but he cast it behind him. But in one breath he'll say, well, you know what? You know, the Bible is the law of the land. And then the next minute he says, well, you know what? Don't deal with the Scriptures. Okay? God says this, God says that. Observing this person right here.
I'm like, is he recording this?
So he says what? He says what? So though thou hatest instruction, to cast my words behind me.
Yeah.
And that's what he have done. Okay?
Yeah, he never, like we brought that out earlier. The Most High is not in all his thoughts, right?
Yep.
You know, the wicked mind, the mind of the wicked cannot be towards the Most High. Okay? Most High ain't in his thoughts. He just living carnally.
Do as thou wilt.
Yep. And he demonizes the righteous ways. You know? Makes you got toxic masculinity if you ruling your household.
Yep.
If you expect order, if you correct things, you know, swiftly, now you toxically masculine.
Yeah. You know what? For me and the brother, I always talk about it. Brother, no. The dude, Andrew Tate. The statements he make. He says, because the world throws out a word called you're insecure. He said, you're insecure. And he says, no, I'm territorial. And then he broke it down. And I said, it makes sense of why he said it the way he said it. And I said, I understand. He says, why would I want my woman, right, to be partying and just around other men and just doing this and doing that and just all around the world? He says, no, I want my woman by me. She's my woman. So I'm territorial. I like my woman. She's mine. Why can't I have her? Because she's mine. Why to the world? And I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
That makes freaking sense.
He's also going into being protective too, because the man is supposed to protect his woman and his children. So he said, okay, if you go out with your friends, you gotta be texting me every 5 minutes so I know where you're at. Yada yada, because something could pop off and I gotta come get you.
Yep.
So that's you know.
You in Germany somewhere, I'm in the U.S., but you done gathered abroad, and now somebody following you at the club or trying to rape you or something. I can't do shit. I'm over here somewhere. We should never took your monkey ass out there.
Exactly.
If he wasn't casting the words of the Most High behind him, he would have gained some type of understanding from Adam and Eve. He would have said, you know what? The woman needs constant watch to be reeled back in to not get her monkey ass deceived.
Yeah.
Somebody to be there at all times. Nope. Put that
Don't do
shit
that.
down. Put that shit. Don't listen to that nigga. He lying. He running game. Because women fall for game.
Yes, sir.
All you gotta do is come. They have a certain certain swag, a certain knick knack, and then the woman gonna eat this shit. He's nice. He's just a baby. You know, you have a young nigga like 12 years old come around. He a man now. Biblical.
Yes.
And he'll sit up there and your woman says, oh, he's just a baby.
Yeah.
That ain't no goddamn baby.
That's a young man.
Don't be
Put his
hugging
ass
on-
to
don't be
work,
hugging on
man.
him.
Bro, I be on it,
Don't
bro.
be hugging on that
Sure.
nigga. That nigga's looking at you.
She's talking about this not God. She's talking about, hey, he like,
He be over there like,
loving
you
it.
soft.
Grabbing on her.
Slid his hand on her booty real
Yeah,
quick.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, stop that boy. He's just a baby. He don't know no better shit than me.
Yes, he
That's
do.
a grown ass man. He's trying to get him some. But see, that's the man's job to have that, because we are men, so we understand, we see, and we know how a man's mind works. So we like, no, hell no, we ain't with the boots. Nope. We know the things that we battle and how we react to certain things. So we know how other men that ain't in that scope, that ain't in the truth, are not battling those same things that they feel. They see a woman, and because women have the power to get your flesh to do stupid shit. You might see a woman that's fine, and you might start walking after her, you don't even realize what you're doing. If you ain't in the right mindset, you're like, damn, she's fine, I'm gonna walk that way. But you might resist it because, we in the street like, what am I doing? I got something to do, I ain't got time for you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Look at King David, he fell for the beauty of a woman. You see? But these other men, they ain't like, man, I'm about to see what she's doing. I'm about to go with her.
Yeah, this is why the scripture says, marry thy daughter while she is young, and thou hast performed the weighty matter.
Oh, you know what? Get that. When you get that, bro, get the one where it says, it talks about the father marrying the daughter off.
That's the one.
Because I want to get a few scriptures just to back up why we're actually speaking on the things we're speaking on. I'll get this. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, it says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of the Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is the Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of a Mashiach is the Most High Yahweh. So I read that order because what is being established, as you can see, even in the Most High's, order and his setup, what is he establishing first? What order has he set up first? The men. That's what it says. Oh, you men. Oh, you sons of men.
I gotta deal with this guy all night. Hey, man, hold up. Don't move.
The book of Proverbs chapter 8, verse 4 says, unto you, O men, I call.
You know what? It don't matter what color you is. Some people are just assholes.
Yeah, I mean,
Have a good night, gentlemen.
You too.
Assholes.
The book of Proverbs chapter 8, verse 4, it says, you might be. It says, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. So I understand, as everything is the order being established, the Most High has an order that needs to be established, right? And we take his order and we say, okay, we try to establish that order as well. Saying, look, not even being trying to be like a lion over the household, but just saying, look, baby, this is the order. This is the setup. And it's like it's for a reason of me being your defender, protector, the logical thinker of a multitude of different things. Because that's just how us men are.
of doing the more dangerous things that women won't do. Even look at it in the work field. Women talking about the wage gap, which we come to find out that BS. It's what? It's that the men take the dangerous jobs. When you ask a woman, say, you want to go do the stuff under the sewers. If you give them an option, you want to plant the garden or you want to go under the sewers, they're going to pick plant the garden. They're going to pick milking the cow.
Even that shit's important.
It's laborious, but when you think of the sewers, they're going to say, wait a minute.
I always smell all that.
That's disgusting. That's nasty. Why would I do it if,
Or the construction job.
Yeah,
Right.
That's another thing, Andrew Tate was talking about, man. You think that, you men hate women, this and that. But yet, this man, as an example, this man will go in the sewer, wake up early in the morning, go down in the sewer, get shit splashed all on his face and this and that, right? Make all this money just so you can have your nails painted and you can have food on the table. But men hate women.
You even get an example of in my crib, sometimes the breaker will flip.
Yeah.
So when you go in the basement, it's all types of spider cobwebs.
Yep.
Spiders. You think my wife gonna go down there? She ain't trying to go down there.
And we got to go at any time of the day.
But she will wait on me
But I'm just
all the
saying,
way
though.
till I get home.
3 in the morning?
Yeah.
We got to get our ass up.
Yep. You go deal with every spider gonna land on us. We doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Trying to goddamn. Somebody got a flashlight in one hand.
You know what I'm saying?
The other hand is chopping spider webs and shit.
Broom and shit.
Yeah, you like that. I think I seen one right there. Nigga, you got a piece of paper or something, just smash your ass on there. Got two black spiders. Yeah. That big ass, that long leg. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, and there was a good point that Kevin Samuels made, which, he did or whatever. But that show, that survival show.
Yep.
Where the
on.
men was surviving and they was organized and everything like that, and they put aside their differences to work together. And the women was arguing, they was splitting up, some was about to die. The crew had to hop in to save motherfuckers from dehydration, and I think shit was going bad inside of one of their water canteens. Like all type of disorderliness was happening because women ain't really about structure like that. Men are more so about structure and orderliness, but women are more so about emotions and the most I got it in a good balance when things are in their proper order.
Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes as men, we can be wrong about something.
Yeah.
But it's up for a woman to meekly and humbly, to the chaste conversation of the wife. You know what I'm saying? To convert them that do not believe. Okay, it's not from your rah-rah conversation or from your disorderly conversation. It's from a chaste conversation, coupled with fear, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you fearing the Yahabashim Yahushua, you're gonna come with a certain spirit and be like, no, this, you're gonna appeal to your husband. Rather than, oh nigga, da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna get you nowhere. Because now y'all doing this shit. He naturally is gonna be in this leadership role. Now you challenging his authority. Now he looking at you like, what is wrong with you? Now y'all arguing and shit. When you supposed to really take the role of, well, hey baby, this, that, and the other, and I just was just trying to show you this, and then, oh shit, you're right. So the man can now we look stupid. Like, oh fuck, you're right.
A soft answer turns
Turns away right. You know what I'm saying? If you right, then you can have that moment. If he's a man that understands. Okay, but a lot of times it don't go that way, and it just be butting heads. Can't have two heads, man. It don't work like that. A head and a body. Come on.
Okay, kind. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7. I'll start at verse 23. It says, hast thou children, instruct them, and bow thou their neck from their youth. So your children from their youth are supposed to be orderly, disciplined, man. You know how women is, like you said, oh, this is my baby, this and that. I'm like, all right, yeah, baby, but watch. When you get to the point when he can walk and you start talking, he's in boot camp. Little man, I don't care. He's gonna be orderly. I'm not playing around with him. You know?
Little man walk up, he hitting on mama. And she like, oh, it's so cute. Her daddy over there like, boy, what's wrong with you? Don't be hitting on mama like that. Like, you reprimand him in whatever way you do it. Mama think it's funny and cute. That shit'll turn into some real hitting your ass shit if you don't miss that shit.
When they get to a certain age and they start doing it, we be like, well, you mad at the child, but the child still memory still thinking that's how
I can
y'all
get away
played
with it.
together.
Especially when you start laughing.
Y'all played together like this. Yeah, it was cute at the moment, 1 and 2, 2.5, but now 3's here, and now it's hard. Hurts harder.
These guys like that little demon that was in the front seat. Oh, they not to talk about the video on. Yeah, nah, bitch, I beat your ass.
That's crazy.
The fuck?
That's
This
crazy.
little nigga was,
Yeah, that's the story.
that's wild. You know? In the scripture says, "Cocker thy child, and he shall make you afraid." I don't know if that's in there. But that word cocker means to spoil your child. You spoil your child, when he get older, he's gonna make you afraid.
Yeah. Scriptures also say, train up a child in the way he should go.
When he is older, he will not depart from it.
When he's older, he will not depart from it. So look, train up a child in what? The way of the scriptures, you know? If possible. It can be done.
Also talk about like how don't wink at his ignorance.
We got his ignorance, yeah.
Like don't raise him up as like your friend.
Yeah, don't be his friend.
Hey, just like the Lord, what's that? Ecclesiastes, the 23rd chapter, where basically it's like a pleading to the Most High, like don't let my ignorances destroy me.
Yeah.
You know, don't let my
over my mind.
yeah, who will set scourges over my mind? Don't let my errors basically, or my mistakes I make, increase to my destruction.
Yeah.
We want the Most High to discipline us.
That's just a measure.
So it's the same thing with you and your son, or your children.
So God, you love your son, you're gonna keep him in order. Okay, because without order, he's gonna have a lot of issues. A lot of us experience that, having been raised by women, they don't have order. When you get older, you see how it affects you to lack order. You know, it's not good.
Verse 24, hast thou daughters, have a care for their body, and shew not thyself cheerful toward them.
See? Show not thyself cheerful toward them. Somebody might be thinking, oh, he's mean. Yeah, you mean to her. No, I'm not supposed to be acting all like that towards her. Like, you know, because the thing about a woman is, if you show weakness, they're almost like, you know, children, or I hate to say it like this, but like an animal. If you show a dog, if you show weakness towards a dog,
They see your vulnerable point.
They will assume leadership. If you show weakness, they will gladly assume a leadership role. If you show a woman that you a bitch, she will run you over.
Yeah.
Put it plainly.
Yeah.
You show you a bitch ass nigga, she gonna treat you like a bitch ass nigga, like we were talking about earlier. About dude, when the woman was like, "No, I ain't gonna show my phone." It should have been. He should have really. No. It's too late now. You don't said we trust each other, and now we on this camera, and you don't want to show me your phone. No, bitch, we got some problems. You should show me your phone.
Oh yeah.
It's too late now. We done crossed the threshold, but now you acting funny.
Yeah.
I got to see what you got.
We ain't even got to be on camera no more. Let's go.
Yeah, we cut that camera out, but
well.
yeah, unlock this phone.
You gonna get yo.
Yeah, we got some issues. You know, so well, you know, but that's that bitch ass mentality that, you know, the men have been emasculated into. Yeah, he just took the low. He's like, you know what? I don't wanna know.
I'm done.
Yeah,
Can you on the low?
that's the spirit he took.
Hey, you know what?
That's the standard they pushed out in that song.
Yep.
Look, I didn't look. So you said I caught it in my head. I said, damn.
So you start to realize things through the spirit when they come back up, man. I've been listening to this song for a minute.
Man, I like it.
Now I
It's
realize
catchy,
what they
but
say.
They pushing that simp ass beta male mentality on you with the catchy lyrics, you know, with the nice beat.
Verse 25, it says, marry thy daughter, meaning to marry her off, not marry your daughter off.
Yeah.
Meaning to join her to a man.
Right.
Marry thy daughter, so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Now, why would it say that? Why would it tell the father to marry the daughter? Well, because if you go back to the order that said how the Most High did it, the head of the woman is the man. Okay? But not only that, the man thinks with reasoning. The man thinks with logic. Okay. Because the man can see the bullshit. That's why even back in the day when it was still some of the orders set up with the 60s, 70s, guess going to the 80s a little bit, the people that, you know, houses was in some form of shape. You know, even going to maybe somewhat the 90s a little bit. You know, it was still of the issue of you would see different even shows. People would knock on the door. Even me growing up a little bit. You would see you had to knock on the door and ask for
Whoever it is,
such
to
and
come
such
out.
and such and daughter, such and such. You would want who to be home? The mom. You would always want the
Dad
mom
was
to be
home.
home. You didn't want the dad. Because
They
with the
can't-
dad,
you try to play it off. You had to make a story.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, just seeing it for y'all got y'all newspaper.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it because that it was that man was in place and set up. It was always like that.
It was understood what he represented.
Understood. The leadership, you know, just
He wasn't just gonna let shit happen like that. You wasn't gonna just be sitting up there popping on
because
his
the
daughter.
mom would be like, "Hey, honey,
Yeah,
how you doing? That? Hey, Miss Jones, you know."
He come and see for me.
Yeah, she right up there.
Y'all going out there to play. Oh yeah, come on in. Oh my God. You won't believe
The dad-
how many women. Hey man, I've been in situations where it was a single parent, it was a mom. She left me and the daughter at home by ourselves. So what to go do something?
Yeah, the dad is more like, "What you want, little nigga?
What you want, man?
Oh no, she ain't coming out."
What you want, my daughter? Nah, you alright.
Or, oh yeah, what y'all gonna talk about? Oh, y'all can talk about that shit on the porch.
Yeah.
No.
That's like something in the middle.
Yeah. And then right there with
Right
the
in
newspaper.
earshot. Yep.
Coffee.
And what you gonna do with your life, young man? You got any plans?
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And even nowadays too, you know, with modern women, I'll give you one example of a man who kind of tried to hold some of those values T.I. because he was getting his daughter checked.
And look what happened.
Look
Look at the
backlash.
ridicule he got.
Look at the backlash. He was getting his daughter checked to see if she still had her chastity. Look at the backlash. So that's one remnant of somebody trying to kind of sort of play that fatherly role of responsibility of make sure my daughter ain't out here doing no bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking her life up. Because you can see that in the hood.
Yeah, and what the women say? They wanted her to basically just they wanted her to basically slut walk. They wanted her to slut walk. They wanted her to pertain to be not the spirit of folly and to carry herself as a complete slut.
Right.
But see, this is how disorderly the world is, man. This is how disorderly the world is, man. And everyone was in acceptance with this disorderly behavior, man.
Yeah.
All these people, man, they're with this disorderly behavior, man. They don't mind adultery. They don't mind, women prostituting themselves. They don't mind, men selling women. They don't mind the drugs everywhere, and it's just hurtful works everywhere. They don't mind it.
Yeah, and you have a lot of women even now, especially now that's in the spirit of, when you talk about the way that the people in the ancient world were, for Israelites, they'll say, what about these women that was in these forced marriages, get married young? They didn't love those men. And then, it wasn't about all that. It was about
That, you know what? That's because, hey, when you think about it, she could fall in love with you.
Yeah.
After you
humble her.
her.
Yep.
That's how it goes. It'll be a situation where you might not have known this woman for 6 months, right? Oh, this is going to be your new wife, son. Oh, okay, great. We're going to make the arrangements, yada, 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 come together, boom. You ain't even spend that much time with her. But
Shit.
that's your woman.
Women was even falling in love with men of just hearing ancient warrior stories about them.
Yeah.
He might just end up popping up at the village, and they just like, I want him.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna be a part of concubine or something. They would throw themselves at him, and they would be happy, bro. They were happy just to bear his seed, and whenever he returns, just to say, yeah, my I got a situation with, such and such.
It might tell their dad, oh, he's such a, I would love to get married to him.
Yeah.
We might have to, let's have him over for dinner, and and his daughter, this is my daughter, such and such, got her best clothes, I like that. Would you like to marry her? Take her hand.
Yeah, what you got? Go ahead.
I'll read this again. It says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. So And there's a lot of things to that too. Like the brother was saying, men thinking in a logical sense. Logically, you have to think, okay, she's at the age where she can have children.
Yeah.
So the best time to have children is really now.
When you're young,
Right.
when you're young, because the older you get, the worse,
Weaker your body
the weaker your body gets, and the weaker that child gets as well.
The more likely you are to die giving childbirth.
Yes.
Especially during that time, because
Yes.
there wasn't no epidurals and all that. You was taking that full brunt and that force of that pain. All right, and if you had a weak constitution, you could die. You know, so it would be while you was young, you was ready to bear. Okay, that you would do your thing.
Right. Yeah. And even on top of that, there's a man is thinking in his mind, okay, she could be liable, right? And he wants to prevent this, so he wants to already have. There's your husband. Boom. She could be liable to lay down with a man and have a baby in her father's household. That could happen.
Yeah,
You know.
we was around some of the people, some of our people. They were talking about how the little man, he close to being 12, and they caught him looking at flicks while he was in the closet with the little cousins. They was all in there in the closet, you know what I'm saying? And he was in the corner looking at a flick. So it's like stuff like that can happen. So what he would do is he would secure her future and set it up where it was more of a protection thing, because it's like if I promise her to another man, it's a thought in that person's mind of I can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do anything to her, take her over here and pop her, I'm gonna get put to death because she gonna be promised to somebody else. Okay, so it was like a protection to set up. You want to fall into that snare if you want to. I done cover her. You know what I'm saying? As long as she ain't with the bullshit, she done been covered. Your ass will be put to death. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's when that's really when a woman reaches her. That's when all that shit really is accelerated and amplified when they hit that age where they be hot, man. They be trying to do all types of shit. You know?
It says, but give her to a man of understanding.
Corner. That's it. Yeah, so give her to a man of understanding. You got it. Of course, the fathers will give her to a man within his reasoning as he sees fits the best to take care of his daughter.
Yeah, the godly man will see another godly man.
Absolutely.
That's why you got these different cultures. Like I'll say in Africa, you know, they'll have a ritual basically where they want to see if you are able to take care of their daughter. So you have to buy her luggage, you have to buy her clothes, you even got to buy the parents something too, just to prove, okay, he can take care of my daughter. Buy her luggage, buy her this, buy her that. Can you take care of her? You know, just
dowry.
Dowry. You know.
And that being able to pay that dowry and still have substance showed that you was more than capable enough to take care of that woman. You know, that's why it was really seldom that a poor man had a wife. It was very rare in those times. But we definitely through nowadays. You know what I'm saying? We ain't able to do all that. A lot of men, a lot of
about to
brothers.
get my daughter for together. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Y'all got it. Even Toby had money stored up that he had given to another man. You know what I'm saying? That his son went to retrieve and ended up coming back with a wife. And some money.
It's Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 24. It says, therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thine sin. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
After that, we call the city of righteousness, the faithful city. And that's what we're going back to, brothers and sisters, right? We're going to be called the city of righteousness. We're going to be called the faithful city. We're no longer going to be called the city, the sinful kingdom, as we was called in Amos, the 9th chapter. Right? The nation not desired amongst all these different nations. The degenerate plant. You see? We're gonna be back what? Holy right seed. We're gonna be back noble. Okay? We're gonna be right. We're gonna be the perfection and beauty, man. We're no longer gonna be Crips and Bloods and Latin Kings and niggas and bitches and hoes and Pimp Daddy Kane and youngness and young that and little that and there ain't gonna be none of that, man.
Bobby and Lee,
praising the earth again.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that proverb won't come against us saying is this the excellency of beauty?
Yeah, ain't no more Twitter accounts gonna say pop that P. You know what I'm saying?
Pushing P.
You know what I'm saying? Pusher, neighborhood pusher, the chain on, you know what I'm talking about?
Rainbow parakeet color hair with the green, yellow, orange.
Don't be none of that, man.
Through.
Go ahead, bro.
Got this Psalm 50 verse 1. Keep going back to that Psalm 50.
Yes, sir.
Psalm 50 verse 1. The mighty power, even Yahweh, has spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, the Most High have shined. So the Most High is going to shine from the Israelites, man. Right? The Lord is going to bring us back into being that perfection of beauty, man, by making us one with Him, man. You're gonna know who the power of the universe is truly dealing with. It's going to be evident in the Israelites.
Hey, so that's gonna wrap up the camp for this week. He cut it off big, and we had to start it back up, but hey, Lord willing, you were edified. That we want to give all honor, glory, and praises to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. These blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Then we want to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.